So I really enjoy collecting things. It's been a hobby of mine since a young age, whether it was wrestling figures, football jerseys, or video games. But more specifically, the thing that I always enjoyed collecting the most were quote-unquote rare things. Now, how do you determine what is rare? Well, the Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines the word rare as of an event, situation, or condition not occurring very often. This definition is bogus and propaganda, since that could mean a ton of things. An event occurring very often? But what does that even mean? For something to be defined as rare in my eyes, it has to be a piece of plastic that is a special variant color or a box that has a sticker on it. Rare video game memorabilia. It's a concept as old as time. We've seen different color N64s, Game Boys with special video game designs. There were the Kmart version GameCube games, but the rare memorabilia that has impacted me the most as a child and has caused me to become a degenerate Nintendo collector were Rare Skylanders. Now, Rare Skylanders has taken on two different meanings in my eyes as I've become an adult, since there are genuinely rare Skylanders that require a loan to be taken out in order to purchase them. But then there's also my little baby LaiyenZ concept of Rare Skylanders, which is basically just the different color variations or store exclusives that Activision made available. So in today's video, I would like to combine both of these meanings and just talk about the world of Rare Skylanders. Alright, in order to fully understand my history with Rare Skylanders, we're gonna have to go all the way back to 2013. This was a pretty interesting year for video games, since there were multiple critically acclaimed titles, literally one of the biggest games ever released, and then there was also the Pokemon franchise, which began its demise into utter trash. But while all of this was going on, Activision was cooking up some peak, which is really surprising for that company since they suck. Releasing on October 13th of 2013, Skylander's Swap Force made its way onto US store shelves, and I have to say, this is without a doubt my favorite game in the franchise. In addition to this being my personal favorite game, this era of Skylanders as a whole is arguably the peak of the franchise, since the world had already fallen in love with Spyro's Adventure and Giants, meaning the hype surrounding this game's release was at an all-time high. The marketing and overall promotion for this game was outstanding. Everywhere you went, you saw commercials or posters talking about the game, and Activision even did a super big, insane launch event in Times Square, New York City, where hit Sonic actor James Marsden gave little children their starter sets for the game. For some reason. I don't really know why he was their choice for this event. At this point in my life, I had slowly begun my descent towards becoming a stinky, no-good rare memorabilia collector, but with the Skylanders Swap Force release, I was able to go above and beyond, since the variety of special variant figures and store exclusives that Activision made was at an all-time high. Swap Force had a total of 56 collectible characters, and of those 56 characters, there were 19 special edition figures that greedy little children could buy. For example, there were the Dark Edition figures, which you could only get if you purchased the GameStop exclusive Dark Edition starter set. Sadly, I never owned these figures as a kid, since the regular starter set was expensive as is, so if I had asked my mom to buy me a set that was over $100, she probably would have put me up for adoption. Again, some of my other favorite special edition variant Skylanders that were released during the Swap Force era include the Jade Fire Kraken, which was this really pretty clear green alternate of the regular Fire Kraken figure. Also, I was a huge fan of the Quick Draw Rattleshake. It was originally an exclusive promotional figure from a Frito-Lay giveaway, and I remember baby LaiyenZ losing his mind trying to get this thing. but then the company just made it available in select stores, so the Frito-Lay promotion that was done became completely pointless. Also, we can't talk about Swap Force variants without talking about the kickoff countdown, since he's a soccer ball, but also a bomb. 2014, this is when things started getting a bit serious. I had made my YouTube channel in February in order to make Skylander, Swap Force, and GTA 5 Let's Plays, two very similar games, and then in October of that year, we got Skylander's Trap Team. There was a total of 65 collectible characters during the Trap Team era that you could buy, and amongst this selection, there were only 17 special variations that you could find in retail stores. So if we do a bit of basic math over here, as you can see, bigger number of characters to buy, but smaller number of variations to buy. So this must mean these are more rare. Actually, it didn't mean these are more rare, since some of these variations haven't really held any value, and they weren't even necessarily even that hard to come by during the Trap Team era. However, I do have to give Activision a little bit of a pat on the back, which is the only time I will ever do this, since I really enjoyed the holiday variations of Skylanders they made available. It was a really cool little novelty item to give as gifts or just to have in the collection. Also, a majority of the variant Skylanders that I was buying growing up were holiday variations, as you saw with my Jolly Bumble Blast and this. Yeah, you're seeing that right. Winter Lobstar. When I bought this thing, I felt like the coolest person ever. Now, you may be asking, LaiyenZ, why do you have so many Christmas-based variant Skylanders? You don't even celebrate Christmas. This is my Nitro Crip King. I got him at Target, and to my surprise, he is actually worth a lot of money in the modern day. So you guys can start commenting your bids down below, and I'll sell to the highest bidder. Yeah, these are the only two variations I got during this era of Skylanders, and this is also the last time I loved this franchise. In 2015, we got Skylander's Superchargers, and although I bought the game and even got this special edition Frightful Fiesta for some reason, I was pretty unengaged with this franchise at this point. This game only had 26 unique characters to purchase and then 20 vehicles that you could buy, so you must be thinking that there was a limited amount of variations, right? Wrong! If you just take one look at the wiki page, basically every character and vehicle has some kind of variation for it, and I believe this was done since Activision knew the franchise was rapidly losing popularity, and they wanted to milk people's wallets as much as they can by making the same character but different color. Now, as I've already established, I was not interested in Skylanders that much during this time, but I do regret not getting the Donkey Kong and Bowser Skylanders that came with the 3DS, Wii, and Wii U sets, but more specifically, I regret not getting the dark editions of these figures. Alright, I've yapped way too long about these dang variant figures that aren't even actually rare, so now it's time to get into the big stuff, the figures that the general public couldn't buy and that have been reselling for hundreds of dollars. For this first Skylander that I want to take a look at, we're gonna have to go back to 2013 when Skylander Swap Force was being developed. As a way of thanking the development team for their hard work on Swap Force, Activision gifted each member an extremely exclusive gold Firecracken figure. Now, from a gameplay standpoint, this is just a regular Firecracken figure, nothing too special, but no one cares about that because it's gold! Also, the box for the figure has this really cool sticker that says it's a 2013 dev-teamed edition exclusive. Now, the true price for these figures is really hard to determine since only a few have ever been put up for sale and sold. A majority of the figures that you'll find for sale are unboxed versions, and this raises a major concern on the authenticity of these since it isn't exactly hard to just buy a regular Firecracken figure and spray paint it gold. The next extremely rare Skylander that I want to talk about actually has 3 variations. The Frito-Lay Firebone Hot Dog. Now, I have a long history with this Skylander, since once again, this is a figure that released during the Swap Force era, meaning Baby LaiyenZ was hyper super fixated on trying to get this. Now, interestingly enough, this isn't the first time Frito-Lay has done a special giveaway for a Skylander, but it is by far the most limited giveaway the company has done, since there was only 5,856 of these figures produced, and fans could only win them by scanning the back of their chip bag or calling the toll-free number. Nowadays, these figures are going for well over $300 on eBay when they're complete in box, and although there isn't a confirmed number out there, I feel like the purple variation is the rarest, since it's the one I found the least during the research process. However, take this with a grain of salt, since there isn't a true confirmation on which one was produced the least. The final Skylanders that I want to talk about in this video are by far the rarest ones ever created, and funny enough, they are the first Skylanders ever created. To understand the backstory behind these valuable figures, we first have to understand the franchise as a whole. As many of you already know, Skylanders is a reboot of the Spyro the Dragon franchise. Now, Spyro has always been an iconic video game character, but after the third game in the series, the public slowly lost interest in these games. So in order to fix this in the early 2010s, there was an effort made to revive the character. However, rather than going the route of making a solo Spyro game like they had been doing in the past, Activision decided to make it a larger world with more characters and incorporated toys-to-life technology. This was a major innovation for the time, and there was a fear that it may not have resonated with the masses. So in order to garner some hype for the game, the company sent the first ever Skylander figures to game journalists and media members who were going to attend the 2011 E3 convention. As for the figures themselves, it's estimated that there's less than 600 of these that were created, making them by far the rarest Skylanders in existence. Now, it's kinda hard to determine the true monetary value of them, since they rarely become available. Also, most of the listings that are online claiming to be selling the E3 2011 figures are just loose, which makes it impossible to determine if they're authentic figures given out from E3. Alrighty, thanks for watching the video. Comment down below your favorite rare Skylander, or just the memories you had collecting these figures. Also, drop a like and subscribe, please. I'm begging. Bigger number, better person, and I really want to be a better person. That's my New Year's resolution, so subscribe, so bigger number, better person. Also, follow my Twitch. I'm kind of active over there and would like you to pop in my chat, please. So, yeah, go follow over there. Now, but yeah, okay, bye.